I think Drake is just good. That's why he's longevity. But I don't know if he's a better singer than Post Malone.
Well, I mean, other than the hits, have you
heard his Budweiser, like when he sung all of his songs in
I wouldn't give him
in acapella? I mean, yes, there was some. What is that thing called? The auto-tune in there, but like a lot of that was him. I mean, I'm not saying Drake can't sing. I'm just saying
I wouldn't give Post Malone T-Pain credit, but I would give him credit.
Oh no, because T-Pain can actually
sing.
T-Pain can sing.
Yeah.
T-Pain can sing.
Like on
Man, we should have just saved all that
for the... I knew who he was in the first episode. I was like,
who?
Yeah, Man Singer that he just won. T-Pain that won the Man Singer where they got the
yeah.
Like I knew who he was from the beginning, but it showed like that. This motherfucker really blow.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Hey, bro,
I think it's funny cool. That they actually put him on there because it's a lot of people that I mean, I guess you secretly think like, oh, T-Pain can't sing, so they just put him on there ironically and actually.
Well, he actually went to them to get on. Like that's the reason why he had got on there was was that he can sing.
Well, he did it also on.
And I heard that he had an album coming out. So
on Tiny Desk, he
Tiny Desk. Yeah,
he sung. He had like one guy behind him.
He just had an acoustic guitar. That was
pick your mic up, Des, because we need you.
All right. So Jessica, tell us about the incident that just happened to you today.
It wasn't an incident. It was just funny.
Hop right in there.
Yep, it's just right on in the mix.
Have y'all ever been to a gas station and so first of all, I just have this irrational fear that you go to a gas station, you pump your gas, you're doing something, you forget, you get in your car, and you drive off with the gas pump. Have you ever thought about that?
You're going to take your whole gas tank out, bro.
Have you ever? You've never? I don't know. In my head,
listen, I got so many questions.
I mean, I got so many questions that I want to ask.
That sounds like some Facebook shit.
Yes,
something I'ma see on there. Like, yo, why did the fuck?
Exactly.
Like
you
just like that
convenience
convenience store footage.
Would possibly be that person.
No. I don't think I'm gonna be the guy. I think some other motherfucker.
Really? I never see it happen. But in my head, I'm like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me.
I mean, what gas station did you go to so I can go ask for the footage so I can see?
Back enough on this camera.
It gets better.
Emma.
Yeah, no, you need to turn it over.
Who cares about me?
Go ahead. So tell your viewers.
But I'm just saying, like, I think about that. Like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to forget. I'm just going to drive off. So anyways, I went to this gas station, and I pull up. I, like, reverse into it because there's, like, no spots anywhere at all. There's a constable car on the other side of me because I'm, like, in the middle. And I'm like, I go to my car, I pump my gas, I only put like a few dollars because I'm running late, and I go back, and as I'm walking back to my car, I see the police officer. He's also walking back to his car, and he goes and sits in, I sit in, and then all of a sudden he starts driving off. And then this guy is behind him honking, and then these kids are like, "Hey!" And the police officer did not take the gas pump out and was driving off with the gas pump.
He probably had a call or something. Man.
No, he was laughing with those guys, like he was chilling. He literally, and then he stopped because like, why the fuck these people honking at me? I'm a police officer, and he stops, and they're like, "Hey!" And I'm like watching all this, and I'm like, oh, this is so great.
He's like, shipment's got a sale.
Yes. And so they take the pump out. Like, he didn't drive off with it, and I roll down my window because I'm waiting for this cop to just look over at me. And finally he realizes that I rolled down my window waiting, and he was laughing, and I'm like, I'm glad you did this because I have this fear that I'm gonna do that. So to see somebody else drive off with their gas pump makes me feel better.
He was listening.
Wait, you told him this?
Yes, and he was laughing, and he was like, I blamed it on you. And I was like, what? He was like, I was telling the guys over there that, this girl, she just walked out of the gas station looking all cold. And okay, keep in mind, he was talking about me, but he's like this. He was so good looking. He was so good looking. He's like this big, like, yeah, he's great looking.
Man.
Yes.
And oh my God, he had on a uniform.
He did.
I seen his muscles through the shirt.
It was something about the black and the
At the end of the day, he was exchanged phone numbers.
At the end of
the number, man.
But like,
that's where the problem lies.
The problem was, I feel like, because we were talking, and it like we stopped, and it was like, okay, this conversation's over. We rolled up our windows, but you could tell like. We were thinking like, how could? And I rolled up my window and then I drove away.
Why you didn't shoot your shot?
She should have shot her shot.
That's the time. He already opened the door to let you know, like, hey, I was telling those guys. So it's like, hey,
I was letting you know that I know.
You gotta shoot your shot.
Right. So my question is, this happens often. This even happened to Stacey a few times. Happened to me all the time.
Oh, we know it did.
What can we do to shoot our shot? What could I have done in this?
That was an open shot. That was an open shot.
That actually could have went both ways.
Do you want my goddamn
What if
number?
he was being nice because he was a police officer?
No.
Is that weird? Can you ask police
It's
officers?
okay. You can literally be like, do you want my
Yeah, do you want my number?
Hello, officer. Would you like?
No.
There you go.
Y'all was past officer.
Yeah, all that was
He
already out the
fucking up.
window.
He fucking up already. He passed
At this
that.
point, he's a human. This
You could have asked me.
He's totally vulnerable at this point. So
you
go ahead
uniform
and
that
shoot your
shit. This is
He
always
almost drove off with a gas
Basic
pump.
training, they tell you not to drive off with the gas pump.
So he done forgot everything that he's
All
been
that
taught.
shit he
Okay,
taught.
all went
that
out the window.
push-ups, waking up at 5 a.m., all that shit fucked off.
Yes, because he drove, and I felt so bad. So
I bet you-
I got a real serious question. Was he getting Supreme or unleaded?
It's probably unleaded if he worked for the county.
Yeah, if he was in the constable car, it's
If
probably unleaded though.
it's the
bro.
regular gas at
But
the
them
county.
niggas stay true.
Yeah, they say trooper, straight
it
supreme.
said,
regular
it said
gas.
constable on there, so maybe
Yeah, it's
state
Harris
route.
County.
Regular
It's
gas.
regular gas.
Yeah, it's regular gas. It's regular.
I need regular.
All right, so what
gas.
should she have said? What could she have said to like turn this around?
What could I have
What are
done?
simple words that she could going forward that she could use in any situation to make her close the deal?
I mean, anything but explaining what you just saw. I mean, anything but that.
Yeah, don't tell me I fucked up again.
Don't tell me.
I had to though.
Descriptively.
That was like,
Remember when you fucked up just now?
Right.
That was funny. You
Like,
want my phone
damn,
number?
That's
You fucking
crazy.
up,
It's
but
crazy.
you can win right now.
You got 2 flats right now, but you can take me on a date though, sir.
hey,
You almost blew up the whole
I could give you,
gas
I could
station.
get.
But if you would like my number, we could go somewhere and fuck up together.
Yeah, and we can fuck up together.
Because they will fuck up together.
Let's blow it up collectively.
No.
This kid tested
You
but
don't-
approved that they will fuck up
You
together.
don't even know. I think about that all the time because I'm always doing 3 things at once, and I'm like, I'm gonna run off with this gas pump, and then to watch somebody who is a police officer literally drive off with the gas pump.
You gonna run off with we gonna run off on the plug?
Run off on the gas pump twice.
So because he left it open, she could have really said anything.
Right?
Is what
Yeah,
you're
it was an
saying.
open-ended question at that point.
Okay. So Jessica,
He slid it to you.
next time this happens,
Shoot your shot.
just shoot it, girl.
Should say,
You already had your window rolled down. You were
already
halfway
rolled
there.
I was so excited to tell him about how excited I was that he did that.
I mean, you was already past the point where you was like, "Mama, there go that man."
Yes.
So, mama,
You should just went on
He
and
was
say, "Mom,
so
here goes
nice
the man."
looking,
How you
too.
doing? You know, I mean,
In
just
his
go and shoot your shot.
uniform, and then I just rolled up my window. And then after I rolled up my window, I was like, "Fuck! I can't just roll my window back down, or can
Yes,
I?"
you could've.
And then
I mean,
I
you
drove.
could have.
He wouldn't have cared.
He would have put that shit in reverse.
Hey,
Like,
listen.
yeah, you need something, man.
Cause you know what he'd be like? You know what? You made a mistake, so did I.
Yep. We even. It's a clean slate. 0-0, man.
All right.
But he ran off on that gas pump.
Yeah.
No,
That's
we and
Took pump 1 completely to
I
the
just
Right.
need to
tree.
do it. I think just the whole thing that they could say no, then you're like, oh, never
But if he
mind.
would have said no, would have really mattered. He almost just yanked the whole gas pump.
Like,
It
why
wouldn't
is
even matter
nothing?
at that point. That was your get out of jail free
You know what
card.
this
Like,
Right?
is? We gotta
That's
talk
why you
about-
fuck up anyway.
Like, you made yourself look stupid. I'm about to make myself look stupid and give you my number.
We really gotta talk about your confidence level.
Yes.
If the nigga that almost ran off with the gas pump,
And you just thought
and
you was thinking
still
about what
uncomfortable?
if?
Why are you still uncomfortable?
I think I think I've gotten better about it. I just haven't
You haven't
I haven't
mastered
mastered it yet. Because there's sometimes where I could say something, but then there was also an incident a few weeks ago at the gym when this very nice guy helped me 2 different times with 2 different machines,
This is very, very.
and I probably could have said something, but I
I
didn't.
mean, yeah, you gotta just open
Come
your
on,
mouth.
man.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Hey, I was told that when I was in college,
Yes.
when I was still a youngling,
Yeah, a young lad,
just a young boy.
just a young boy.
Do you guys have a
Calm
story
down,
like that?
don't get fed.
Where you could have shoot like a really good one, a shoot your shot, but you didn't shoot your shot?
There was this. It was a volleyball player at Southern University.
Oh, right off the
hello.
bat, you must have been
The
thinking about her.
Jazz.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
But she literally.
It just applies.
It really applies. Like literally, it was after I had left Southern University. I was at Lamar, and somehow she was actually from Baytown or something like that. And somehow I don't remember how we got in contact with each other. But I was like, yeah, I thought she was cute back in Southern, but I never said nothing.
Back in the gap.
Just back then. And she was like, well, closed mouth don't get fed.
But did anything happen after that?
We went out on a date. I mean, that was pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, clearly, once again, Jessica always come with the question, well, what happened after that? A nigga still single in 2019.
Yeah, you're right. Why am I asking?
So we know.
No.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
I just want to know
Something
the
may have
details.
happened.
Yeah.
No, you don't need all the details.
I mean,
You got the story. That's the story of what we were saying.
I mean, the backdrop of the story comes if it applies to apply again.
And,
She's getting a text from Bryson.
All right. Well, I'm stay sorry.
Jessica
Hold on,
Luna.
now you ain't about to speed pass your
I don't have a story.
yeah.
She
If I'm being
She
really
trying to
honest,
get
if I'm being
trying to
really
get
honest,
out of
we're on
it.
a
Yeah, go
time
ahead, put your
constraint
car
right
on
now,
reverse.
so I'm trying to keep it pushing.
She has like 4 different types.
Stays, first
Some of
of all,
hers are worse
I
than
know
mine.
I know you have some
Niggas
instances.
trying to buy her a car, yo. We just
A
got
whole
I
car?
wish I never would have
An
told Chase
entire
this.
Oh, see, now you got to share.
No, I can't share. I've already shared it
But
multiple times.
No. But you
And
gotta
he's-
share the new stuff.
What
he was
new
trying
stuff?
to do. He was trying to do tax, title, and license. Come on now.
There is nothing left to tell about this
He was
stuff.
trying
And I
to
have
take
already
the-
told on
Not
the
that
start
story.
that.
Story is
So he was
over.
trying to
There
give
is
you
no more story to
He
tell.
was trying to
I feel
give her
like
the
Chase
paper
wants more,
plate.
Hey, come on now.
But I can't
Paper
give
plates.
more. There's no more to give.
No, we're not talking about that. But any woman,
That's the type
that
of-
can make a man go to the dealership.
Hello, come on.
She got a story.
Yes.
I don't have a story.
She lying. Stay sorry, just come on.
Who are
King
you?
Callan P.
And we are Houston.
I'm just saying. I thought he pointed to him, so I was like, oh, is he going
I
to say
did.
his
He
name
did, but
now?
he's not the one who does the intro.
It threw
I
me
wasn't
off.
even worried about that. I'm getting everybody.
Can we start over?
I'm like
Can we do it
practically
again?
not even a
What?
guest no more. I done been it like 3 times. So.
Right.
This
So we
is
have
their
Dez
third
back in the
time.
building
What's up,
again.
peeps? What's up, peeps?
He don't
Because
have-
he just comes all the time.
Yeah.
Man, because I
Now.
rock with them,
wow.
man. Houston, I'm just saying. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why do we
He has no
call?
Instagram, so I guess.
I don't
Yeah,
have no
so
And what
Instagram.
up
look him
with
on
that?
Instagram because you won't find him.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find me on Instagram.
But if you go to Facebook,
If you go to Facebook,
and if you need a singer,
if you need a singer,
He's
I'm
available.
your man.
he's available. He does parties, weddings, funerals.
Kids' birthdays.
Kids'
You do
birthdays.
funerals?
Yeah, I do funerals. I give your,
Yeah.
I give your Negro spirit.
Every
You know.
now and
Negro
then.
I give you one every now and
Every
then.
now and then.
All right. So today we're talking about the music industry, state of the music industry. We're going to give our opinions
Facts.
on that today. So does anyone here have any like favorite rappers? Who's our favorite rapper?
I mean,
Oh, no.
just for the light skin coalition.
Or our favorite artist? How about that? Artist.
For the light skin coalition, Drake is one of my favorite rappers. No matter
Drake.
what, he's one of my favorite. I also, and J. Cole. Those are my 2 favorites. If we're gonna go industry,
J. Cole.
We're gonna go
Industry-wise.
industry-wise, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jess?
Come back to me. I'm still gathering my tail.
She's still on country music.
I
right
mean,
now.
of course, I'm a big Jay-Z fan.
Come on now.
All day. From the Black Album, the Blueprint, I'm on Jay. And I mean, I'm a avid Wayne fan. I love Wayne. And as well as Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
Love Kendrick Lamar as well.
Yeah, it's time for Kendrick to come out with another project.
But Kendrick take his time on this stuff. That's why stuff
Yeah.
always hit
But
the way it do.
I feel like he was like an every 2-year guy.
Yeah. But I mean, most of the time, that's, like I said, it all applies to why his music, it really is timeless. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
he
no,
takes
the
time
record is good.
from production to
It's
who he
actually
work with. He
it's
takes
a
time.
piece of art.
Right. So everything that's great take time. So that's why I'm not never tripping if Kendrick taking a long time because I know when he do drop, it's gonna
And
be
you can
something
always
serious.
still listen to his old stuff and it's
Right.
still fitting.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's still fitting
The damn
for
album.
the time.
The damn album has a lot of good songs.
Yeah, I
What?
still listen to
Yes.
that. Show.
I mean, Mad City was.
Yes, that was good.
I still got that in the dick right now,
bro. Man City, you had me thinking I could be a boxer.
man.
Imagine that.
Hey, I used to be at the rec, bro, on the speed bag.
Going in,
The whole album, it was like a movie.
you going
Yeah.
in.
Come on,
Scary movie. All right, so I would say for me,
that's crazy.
I have to say Kendrick Lamar, present day, and then I still listen to Tupac.
Yes, of course. I mean, you know, the greats, you know,
still
with the
listen to Tupac.
your Biggies, your Q's, you know, they kind of stalemates.
Yeah. So I still listen to a lot of the older stuff. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we was talking about a Hot Girl Summer. I am listening to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion right now.
Absolutely.
I like her
She's from
album.
Houston too. So
Absolutely.
there we go.
She doing
there we
major
go.
things.
So have you thought about this, Jessica? Have you?
Yes. I really like Beyonce. I'm just
For rap? Or we just doing
Just artists.
Oh,
We
just
say
artists.
artists.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we was on doing rap.
I said rap, and then I was like artists, just artists in general.
artists.
man.
Yeah.
My
I
answer
mean,
gonna
it
change.
depends. I mean, I have a few because like I've seen Eminem in 2 concerts, and I really like how he performs. Like, I love everything. Obviously, his last 2 albums, not so much, but
His
just
last album was pretty good.
Right, yeah. His last album was nice.
the surprise one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like maybe 3 or 4 songs I listen to on there, but I like
a
him
good
as an
album.
artist just in general. And then I do like Kendrick Lamar as well. A fan.
I mean, artist-wise,
Just artists, period.
the artist pick my favorite artist of all time that I listen to every day, D'Angelo. I listen to D'Angelo every day.
Hey.
And like that's
a
like
good one.
that's one of my favorite artists.
I feel like a lot of like black R&B singers like
Yeah.
really appreciate D'Angelo.
I mean, because he really was a
did
culture
the
shock, man. You know, like when he
instruments,
dropped,
instruments.
He was
when he
different.
dropped Brown Sugar, man, that was
different.
like nothing that you had ever heard.
And
That's true.
they broke down Brown Sugar before. It's so much in that.
Yes.
As far as like the tempos and how he wanted things to be off tempo.
Right.
A certain way so it gave you a drunk feeling.
I mean,
on
Amir
certain songs.
Johnson. If y'all don't know Amir Johnson, that's the drummer. I know y'all probably know him as Questlove.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Questlove, you
Come
know,
on.
really broke down his album and was like, man, you know, it just the way that he produced that album, it was just crazy. You know, you had a New Jack Swingfield with a good down home Southern funk.
Right.
But it was like just the lyrical content, the melodies, everything in the album was like an album that you had never heard. Right? Like that's why when you listen to D'Angelo, anything, you know, even this new, you know, album with the Vanguard, you know, I mean, like Really Love is like one of my favorite songs.
I feel like I've been stuck on just the first album. I haven't like moved.
Oh
past
man,
the first.
if you haven't got on Voodoo, oh
Yeah,
man,
Voodoo hard.
like Voodoo is hard. I
Voodoo
mean, just
hard.
look how many hits he had off of Voodoo. He had Send It On there. He had How Does It Feel, Untitled.
Yeah.
He had
Was
Great
the one
Day in
with
the
Lauryn- Was the
Morning.
one with Lauryn Hill on that one?
Nothing Even Matters.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
my jam.
like D'Angelo. A lot of people don't understand. Like he has a lot of great music
Yeah.
that he don't get
Timeless
credit for. That he actually wrote, produced,
has
put
timeless
out.
music.
Like he got timeless music. Like you can go put Lady on right now in a club at 12 o'clock at night, and everybody gonna be vibing.
Everybody gonna be bumping and
Like
grinding.
everybody gonna be vibing. So it's like, you know, like he's like actually my favorite artist of all time. Like D'Angelo, that's my guy.
Okay.
You know, I really like Sorry, I know
ahead.
we just ended it. I like Outkast too.
Oh, fact.
Like
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of my
3000
favorites.
and Big Boys, they're great.
Yes.
But
Even individually,
if we
they're
go
great.
all time. See, I know it's going all time.
Well, yeah. What's your? Well, let's do it all time.
Sorry, y'all. I'm old.
Ooh, also all time
gotta-
favorite you've
They gotta
seen,
be live.
you've seen
I
live
gotta
or
go
you've seen
Luther.
in concert.
Yeah,
Luther
Luther.
Vandross.
I gotta go Luther. Because if I go Luther, the reason why I say that, dude be putting you in a whole nother realm, dog.
You could be completely upset and Luther will put you in the mood.
He
You
too
like, I don't
good.
even care.
He too good. He's
Like
sick.
Luther's sick with it. Luther's definitely
He's
sick,
sick.
with it.
I love all like number one soul artists, all the neo soul stuff. But I mean clearly a lot of that came from Luther. But dude, his music is extremely timeless. In a time where they was making real music without like sound, sounds and stuff like that.
When they had an actual band.
Actual bands, and a lot of things that are taken now where you have a lot of beat changes. Like
Right.
Luther was doing that shit in his songs. He was doing that shit with his voice, where he was like
Right.
he was changing the mood of the song in the middle. You know what I mean? To like make a whole different song. Just like how Drake got like those songs like Cameras. Then he go to a whole other song.
That's all Luther,
was doing,
man.
Luther
That's all
was doing
Luther.
that shit with.
He was
Creep.
doing that back in
It
80.
was called Creep.
Yeah, he was doing that back in the 80s, man.
Anyway,
Didn't even notice that.
get your life together.
Good find.
You got to go listen to that.
Yes.
Listen, when you going through your Rolodex of niggas and you go,
Whoa.
you try
Wait a
to
minute.
land.
Hold on.
Whoa.
You ain't going to speed pass. You
I don't
use
have a
Rolodex. and
Rolodex.
Whoa.
Just not.
Rolodex. Whoa.
In 2019.
I wish I was as cool as y'all think
What's
I
a
am.
Rolodex?
That's not the case.
Stay.
I know what one is, but can you explain it for the
receipts.
people in the back,
A
Chase?
Rolodex is when motherfuckers done gave you their business card.
And you put it in that
You put
little.
a little slack. and you gotta go.
I wish that I was as cool as y'all think I am.
You are,
I
bro.
wish
Cool,
that
yo.
was the case.
I mean, come
But
on,
it's-
man. Don't even do the game like that.
I'm not.
We gonna talk about that off camera.
So, what was the first CD you guys owned?
Ooh.
Oh, the first CD I ever owned? Mm-hmm. First CD that I bought or that I owned?
We're gonna say owned.
The first CD I ever owned, and it probably is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but the first CD I ever owned was Ken Spiritual's Live in Memphis Volume 2.
Who?
See, look, I know y'all didn't even know.
Is this
It's
a-
Quartet Gospel. That's the
I was
first
like, it
CD I ever
sounds
owned.
very gospel.
Yeah, it's Ken Spiritual's Live in Memphis Volume 2. That was the first CD I ever owned. I'm a
Okay.
big Quartet fan. Like, I love Quartet. My dad sung Quartet for 20, 30 years, so I'm kind of partial to Quartet music.
Okay, Chase. First CD you ever owned?
So one day my dad took me to. I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, and my dad took me to Walmart, and he bought me a CD player, and we bought John B.
Hey, don't listen to what people
Such
say.
a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot the name of it, but it's one where he's standing up like
Cool.
this.
It's not Cool Relax. It's not cool.
Nah, it's
oh,
not
it's
Cool
the
Relax.
first. It was the one before. Like
Yeah,
way
The first
before
one, that OG boy.
Yeah. That,
Hold
wow.
on. And with that, I bought Babyface for the Cool in You,
Hey.
That's a good one.
and that's why I'm old as hell now.
Yeah. I feel
You
like.
heard that? Yeah.
I feel like no one would be surprised about my first CD that I ever
Tupac?
owned. No, it was actually Genuine's his Bachelor album.
Oh yeah. That's
That's
right.
the first CD you ever owned, Genuine?
Yep, his first
When?
album with Pony on it. My first one. Y'all some haters, man.
No, I mean, I love Genuine. But
I
Yeah, you
love.
ain't getting the first album.
Yeah, Pony. That was such a great album.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, I lost respect for Genuine when he went on 106 Park on that damn emergency room
Don't
stretcher.
hate on his greatness. Do not hate on
I know
it.
you remember
Because
that. I know
for
you
the
remember
I saw that.
for the time then, it was great. I mean, when you look back at it now, a little sketchy. But back then, it was hard.
I mean, yeah, I get Genuine credit. Like I said, I just can't never see him the same after he came out of 106 Park on this ER.
So was it when you
That's what I'm
seen him
saying.
on 106 Park or when it came out? Because it came out again, like on.
No, when I seen him on the OG
recently.
one, no, we were just talking about that before we got on camera, man. Back in the gap, when you used to get out of school, you used to go home, watch videos, 106 Park,
Right.
TRL, and when I seen it live, I was like, you know what, this man is different.
All I'm saying is
This
you
man
better
is
give
very
him you better give him his credit.
I mean, I give him credit.
Give him.
I give him credit, but yeah, he lost a couple of points from your boy on that.
Jess, first CD.
It's between. It's like I know I owned two, but I don't remember which one I got first. I just remember listening to them like when we moved across state and stuff. But one of them was the Marshall Mathers LP, and then Swiss Beats Ghetto Stories.
Hey, Swiss.
I know, super random, but I love.
That is very random,
Yes, I actually, it's funny because I have all my CDs still, and I have the little insert that goes in it still, and I remember it because it's just.
What
yeah.
you not about to do is play my mans like this. That's what you not about to do.
So y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all can
That's
see
what you not about to do.
this
is play
man
my
on this
mans like
emergency
this.
room stretcher right now. You understand me?
Make sure you put this clip in.
Like, this man has the whole ER
And I was
stretcher.
at home hyping
And then
it up.
he hit the worm to get off of it.
Yeah, because
I was at home hyping it up.
you have to wake up.
Then he hit him with the James Brown at the end. Y'all some haters.
And then he got on a suede jumpsuit.
Sway.
Some
Suede.
haters.
Yeah.
All y'all's lies, y'all.
I know he was hot because the lights hot. I know he hot.
Probably got on some forces.
And he got on the forces, the all white boys.
Trying not to bend him up, dancing all across.
That boy came to one of his bro with a drummer and everything, bro.
Like, hey, you saw bro with his braids to the back.
Y'all some
Hey.
haters.
I'm trying to tell. And he got
Y'all
on.
hate all day.
Hey, why his
All
backup
day.
dancers got a do rag on though?
Because that was the
day.
style
That
back
boy
then.
say, "Look, I'm gonna get my waves on stage."
Man,
Haters, man. Y'all some haters.
I thought you were supposed to be getting ready for the show. You getting ready for after the show.
yeah, you get ripped after the show.
Okay, so has anybody here ever rapped or sang? We know Des sings, but like Has anybody ever attempted to rap at all?
I don't want to share any of these memories with you guys.
Nah, man, you can't do that though. You gotta go and put it
I
out
think
there.
I did actually try to rap back, like when we had a studio in our apartment.
You tried to rap?
Yeah, I did.
You tried to rap.
And I sounded like Common.
back in them times.
I can write. I can write. I used to write poetry. I used to write poetry in grade school, and it's all on Facebook. But yeah, man, my cousins they rap, and then I tried, but it just I didn't have the confidence. You gotta have a certain level of confidence
to do what you're doing.
To do it, because how you sound, it has to come across correctly on the mic. The words can be whatever. That's why That's why Drake gets a lot for his performance, no matter if he has a ghostwriter or not, because you have to be able to do that.
Yeah, man. Delivery is everything, and confidence has everything to do with delivery. It's the same thing with singing. You know what I'm saying? If you have a certain level of confidence in singing, it comes across as that. You know, you can tell when somebody's not really sure.
Oh my God, this is old.
Because you can tell in the way they deliver the song. You know, so that definitely has a lot to do with it.
So I know you sing, but have you ever attempted to rap, Des?
Every now and then.
I was in a group, you know, shout out to Levelhead Game 613, you know what I'm talking about, what's going on, fellas. But I tried every now and then, but it was kind of like I never really, gave it, everything, because I knew that wasn't my lane. So I left that to them. But I tried every now and then. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Yeah, Jessica, did you try to rap or sing?
Oh God.
Please say no.
No.
Okay. But did you really?
I also used to be good at poetry like Chase. I feel like I still am. But I'm not going to elaborate. I will just say yes.
You tried to rap?
I don't want to say I tried to rap. Like, I wasn't trying to be an artist. I could actually freestyle at one point or another.
You used to freestyle, like out in public to people.
Yes, I had friends who were from middle school that could vouch.
Jessica came down.
Jessica came down.
It came through.
Crazy.
Hit the boulevard when she rolling on the swing.
Damn, now I'm an outcast. I've never tried to rap or sing. Ever.
Jessica,
what is the reason why you just like?
Because I can't.
I'm a little cooler sometimes than you think.
But they'd be surprised.
I just want to know.
I just couldn't.
I just want to know, what was your subject of choice when you freestyled?
I don't know. When I lived in like I don't know. It kind of depends. Like, so we used to play this game in middle school / like before we went to high school, where like you would have to pick a topic and then that's what you would do. And then there was these two guys that like I would always win. That's just
you were winning.
She was getting done.
You were winning. Freestyle.
That's actually okay. It's so funny because two of them that were really good were Asian. And they actually liked me because I would beat them all the time.
From the boulevard.
What school? Okay.
Stacey, you used to think I lived in Compton. I didn't live in Compton.
I did think she lived in Compton for the longest.
No, I lived in the Bay Area. Like I lived in like a
Crenshaw. What was it?
I don't live in Crenshaw either. I lived in Oakland.
Was you on Sloss and Half?
Oh shit. That brings up a different topic though.
I didn't grow up in like white people central. I grew up where people would want to do that.
People of color. So you were being black men in freestyle.
No, there was Asian. There was there's Asian, Hispanic.
See,
like that's not just
because some Asians got some nice.
Where?
But what I'm thinking about is
give me one.
How
you have to go to that part. It's not like that in Texas. You would never see that in Texas.
Because I've never seen a popular Asian rapper ever.
I mean, not popular Asian, but it is
not
some
here.
people.
It would have to be like in.
But I mean, just like even like nationally, you would think that like if there was like 5 of them, at least one would pop.
I mean, but would they though? Because I mean,
some of them
we all talk about the music industry.
I mean, but with that,
we all talk. I mean, it is a stereotypical industry. It is.
But no, I'm thinking about like Texas, the way that the flows were. I didn't came down, I came through. Well, Houston and Southern Texas, it's different. In California,
yeah, very, very.
But I don't think they had the swag.
We had Mac Dre, we had E40, we had the Jacka.
Asian though.
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, some of them were mixed. But they were mixed. But then there was all those people there too.
I'm not saying anything's wrong with those guys. Those guys are great. E40, I love him. What I'm saying is the style of freestyle
is different.
It's different, and the I done came down, I done came through. when it happened,
Right.
it was huge. Like everybody, even with social media, everybody was doing it. Everybody would, or at least attempted, and it had a certain cadence that allowed people that allowed everybody that was around you to join in and hype you up.
I mean, just look at the guy from Instagram, 39 Cent. He made a whole Instagram following off of just freestyling on some Houston type stuff. I done came down, pulling up on them swangles. You know what I'm saying? Like he made a whole following from doing that.
I feel like these two conversations are a tad different. So we're talking about like Houston and the freestyle with Houston, but you're also talking about with California and
and this is part of my childhood. I'm just saying that like, for some reason in the schools I went to, because I'm mixed, like I'm not necessarily really Mexican, I'm not white, I'm mixed, I didn't fit in some places. So like the people that would like let me fit in happened to be like, you know, Asian, or they were part of like those groups, or, you know, Black, Hispanic, whatever, and they were guys. So that's how I did that. And I remember specifically, even during that time, that like some of the girls would hate so bad because the guys, like, they wanted to hang out with me, and they thought I was cool and let me hang out with them, and they would be so mad because that was like my in with them. Gotcha. That's how I didn't get bullied.
Hey.
So do we care about ghostwriters at all?
Me personally, no, I don't, because I mean, at the end of the day, music is still music.
Right.
So I mean, I don't understand why people really give that the amount of flack that they do, because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody write for everybody. I mean, look how many songs Neo wrote that blew up for Beyonce that you would never know. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just research it and just know. But so it like ghostwriting don't really matter. I mean, because you still gotta stand in front of the mic and deliver.
And those guys make money though.
Right. I mean,
the writers
make great money.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's just like, I feel like it's similar to like in shows, like you have the actors who actually act it out, but then you have the writers who actually write the show. It doesn't discredit the writers.
The only reason why I would say I see why people get up in arms about ghostwriting, especially in like the rap hip hop industry, because like traditionally that's why they were popular, right? It was because they were able to kind of lyrically put all of this together, and it was their words, and like I get now a lot of the hip hop now is more so entertainment as opposed to like
the lyricism was a thing.
Right, and that's what it was built on. You know what I mean? Because even back then, like when you think about like R&B music, Smokey Robinson wrote all of that back in the day, and you know, so on and so forth. So when it comes to like R&B and pop and all of that, it was obvious that other people had wrote that music. But when you came to hip hop, it was supposed to be an obvious thing that the person that was delivering this message was the one who wrote the message.
Well, I think another thing is you got to deal with the ages of these genres.
Right.
So whenever you had a genre that was being created or was new, one who is singing a song was making that song because he's providing this to the masses, correct?
Right.
Now, once it gets larger, you have more of a following, you have more people that's actually into it, and now they want it. They're not waiting. And for you to stay relevant in your genre, you got to pull from people. So you saw it, history repeats itself. You see it happen with country music. You see it happen with pop. You see it happen with rock. I mean, clearly, Elvis Presley stole from a whole lot of soul singers, this, that, and the other, if we want to go deeper.
But did anybody think that Elvis was actually writing? Like, I don't think he perceived it as though he was writing it.
It didn't matter, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't perceived that way because those genres were different, but also hip-hop is young still. So by hip hop being young, its followers are young, and they not, we are not really ready for that change of, or some of them are. Some people don't care. You got different sides of it.
Yeah.
But by it being younger than everything else, you're going through that same transition.
Right.
Some people didn't know that Elvis wasn't Elvis. Some people didn't know that. I just found out the other day, one of the guys that was writing his stuff. Like, there was a black guy who actually came out with an album. And I put it on Facebook. I didn't know. I knew that he wasn't doing it all, but you know who let it all be known? Ray Charles.
I mean, just look how many times, you know, how many songs he took from Chuck Berry.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I mean, they took a lot of songs from
anytime that an artist speaks out about something in their genre and says, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I don't care what Ray Charles did, That happened back in the 80s or the 70s. It just happened again with Drake or whatever.
With Drake and the Ghost
a few years ago.
Right.
But now it's happening to hip hop and it's not happening to blues.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about women in rap right now?
I think there's definitely there's a huge growth, which is great. I think rap should be equal opportunity for everybody.
Yeah.
I also think it's great. I also think that what's happening is by consumers liking it, that's what's pushing for the large music company owners to push to actually incorporate more women into it.
Right.
So it's positive, but they're only doing it because we're accepting it or we're liking it. So they're giving more of it to us so they can make more money.
Yeah.
But that still in all is great that it's happening.
Right.
They're just using whether
I mean, female presence in the game is something that's been needed for a long time. So it's they give your hints and your tastes. You going all the way back to your Kims and your Foxies and
Salt
your MC
Pepper,
Lights and your Salt and Peppers.
But
They give you little hints.
Latifah.
But I kind of compare it to like how Hollywood does black comics. You know what I'm saying? Like you only get one person at a time that get their shot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you go and look at history, they're going to give you one at a time. You're going to get, Martin did this thing for a while. Then it shifted over to Chris Rock. He did this thing for a while.
Even with like the leading actors.
Right. You only get that one shot. So I think it's just now is in that point where they kind of realizing that it is a market for it and it's a successful market for it. So it's like they just trying to expound on understanding like, okay, it's wanted more now than ever, which I credit Cardi to really kind of pushing that movement forward. I know Nicki was out, but a lot of industries didn't really jump on that bandwagon until Cardi got the response that she got.
I think Nicki appreciated the fact that it was one at a time.
Nicki was there when it was just still.
It was just her,
and she appreciated that.
But it's like now, a lot of the female artists that are coming up now are willing to say, hey, it's room for you too. You know what I'm saying? Like we all can get this. That's why I love what Megan doing. She trying to bridge the gap of all of them to say, hey, we can all win right now.
I think when there's the one or when they make it to the top, what I think happens is, because I'm broke, I ain't got no money. But these people with money, when they get to that certain spot, they make what they should do is they diversify.
Right.
Jay-Z diversified when he was the one. I'm on top. Let me make sure I do other things.
Right.
I still need to watch the trailer from Drake House because Drake House is crazy apparently.
Yes.
So they when they get to that point where this is not going to last forever. And I know that there's some back deal bullshit that's happening behind the scenes because if I'm making this much money, that means that somebody else above me is making more. Mm-hmm. Right? So while I'm here, let me go ahead and diversify and put my money, in a few other places because I'm not going to be on top forever.
I mean, it's the adage of why just buy the house when I can own the neighborhood.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And that's why I love Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how people don't really give Jay-Z the benefit of the doubt and just say that he's a brilliant businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man is on par to be an owner of an NFL team. Like, you know how major that is? Like, that's major, bro. Like, his brand has a paid partnership with the National Football League right now. Like, the only major brand that had it. So it's major things. You know what I'm saying? I think, like, now that a lot of artists that are coming up see the blueprint that he set and they see it's obtainable, so a lot of people are more inept to want to try to do it. So it take one person to do it, man. So I definitely salute him for that.
Yeah. All right, so we appreciate the women that are getting the spotlight right now in the rap industry. I think we're all there. But if we come to the conversation of Nicki versus Cardi,
it's not a comparison.
I just don't like how, like what Chase was saying earlier, like how some of them are feeling like it could only just be one. Like, why can't it be all y'all? Why does it have to be?
No, what I was saying was Nicki Minaj was her beginning of her reign was when there was only one at a time. Right. Mm-hmm. Now we're at a time where they're giving you a plethora. But that's why Nicki becomes the queen of it all because she was around when it was one. And now
and she dominated. She dominated more than any of the other female artists that came out with. There was only one.
She did give them, because what she did was she gave them a platform. She gave them a metric to. They can compare the sales of Mega Stallion and Cardi B to what they got then. Time is always changing.
Yeah, she the standard.
Time always changing. How many of these women do we need to equal one of those?
Facts.
But I guess I don't know. But everybody's music is different too. Like
it don't matter.
Like I get like it's politics and money and all that kind of stuff. But like why?
You know I don't.
You know like are underrated and who's just underrated. Period is Missy Elliott, and I'm glad she's getting. I'm glad she's getting a lot of the attention that she's getting.
She just got to the Writers Hall of Fame,
and even with Nicki Minaj being like who she is for the time that she was in, like. Missy Elliott
was that.
She was that. Like
she was that.
She was in everybody's music videos, doing all her albums.
Like her music videos were insane.
All I'm saying is, all I was saying just to close that out is, no matter if you got 3 or 4 different women that sound different, right? You have now that we have streaming, they're able to literally know who likes what, so they can put all that on a little spreadsheet somewhere and say, okay, this genre. Or this type of person has this many people that listen to her. This many people listen to her. If we put all those grouped together, we can actually equal out what Minaj was getting 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, when Nicki came out, like you said, it was just her. You know what I'm saying? You know, Foxy was gone. You know, Kim was just under a rock somewhere.
True.
That one at a time.
So it was like I said, it's one at a time. So it's like when Nicki came out, it was an explosion. It was because, you know, a lot of women was waiting on that one stalemate to come, especially from our generation of people. Like they didn't really have that woman, you know, that was in that gap right there. So like when Nicki came out, you know what I'm saying, and she did her thing, it was more or less like, wow, we finally got somebody that we can hang our hat on. So and they rode that wave, and then you know it was, you know, kind of just Nicki doing her thing. And that when Cardi started making her ascension and, you know, getting to the status where she is now, you know, it was like, you know, people tried to put a comparison on it, but you really can't though, because like they really they night and day.
They're different. Yeah, they're very different. They're very different. So, who do we think is the biggest culture vulture?
Ooh, man,
culture vulture.
I can go a long time on culture vultures, man. Like, I mean, from, you know, MGK, I believe he's a big one.
Yes, I can't stand him.
I think he may be my biggest culture vulture. I think MGK is like probably one of the biggest culture vultures.
What's old dude that got the goals and he got like this weird? He got like weird facial hair, white guy braids.
Oh, you talking about? That's where this question came from.
Tekashi?
No, he's talking about. We just saw him.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone. Nah, you talking about the dude that was on the show? Yeah,
with the grills too.
Riff Raff.
That's the
Can we pull him up?
And it's sad because he's from Houston though.
Let me look. I don't even know who that is.
Him and MGK, they run Nick.
Because it's just too much, dog. Because you know why I say that? I'll put it to you like this. Reason why I say that Riff Raff is too much, because what's my boy from Houston? Pow Wow ain't like that.
Pow
Wow ain't that deep.
But see, Pow Wow paid his dues during the game.
Yeah, but I'm saying, in other words, Pow Wow real, and he's not that.
Yeah, right. And he's a makeup.
But he's a product of his environment, so he doesn't have to do this extra.
You know, Pow Wow came from that club.
Right.
Yeah, he came from that club. This is literally the artificial version of a white Houston rapper.
Is it? Because I don't even think Houston rappers like this. He looks crazy.
That's why he's the artificial version.
Right, exactly.
He liked his grill with the.
Right. Yeah. I think I would ride with that. I think Riff Raff probably the biggest.
I didn't even think that he would be in there just because, like, does he come out with like music?
I mean, no, he drops mixtapes and all that.
But like that people gravitate to.
No, he has a following, bro. Like the dude got a deal off of it.
I
mean, the real reason why he got a deal was because he had got the buzz from being on I Love New York and all that. And he kind of just parlayed that into his little following and then putting his little music out. So it's kind of like, you know, it's the big stalemate of culture vulture. You want to look culture vulture, let's put his picture right next to it. Because that's exactly what he did. He just took the culture, he made it funny and laughable, and then he parlayed into something else.
Just biggest riff rap. Biggest culture
well,
vulture.
I mean,
culture vulture, man.
I
Like this dude made it. To
I definitely agree with Chase. Like I can't stand.
It was so
Machine Gun. I think there's a way to do it respectfully. Like, you know, I feel like Post Malone, like he was saying Paul Wall,
he got
like
the Bret Hart glasses on.
It's okay, but
Post
not
Malone.
Yeah, I think, but I also feel like there's some authenticity just to that's how he is too. Like,
Yeah.
Like and I'm okay with that because I feel like he's also respectful.
Look at him.
He's a respectful culture vulture.
Yeah, like or like he's
look
like
at him. He got the
I
Bret
know
Hart glasses
he's
on.
just like no he is so
He got the Bret
gross.
Hart glasses on, like he about to go hand him off the sweat.
Guys!
Like he got the Bret Hart glasses on, bro. Like check him out. Like that man, you can't tell. He done vulture from rap, wrestling. Like he done, bro. The dude got beads in his hair.
He better
like
go on the top rope. He's about to go on the top rope.
I swear to God, they ain't. I know he gotta have weed in that shit.
No,
Bro.
look at the beard.
Like, bro.
Okay, so
I got through.
So you Machine Gun Kelly for you.
I think Machine Gun Kelly for sure.
Riff Raff for these guys, obviously.
Facts.
Yeah.
I would definitely say Post Malone, but I also agree with you. And when it comes to the music industry, because of course there are people outside the music industry that are definitely big culture vultures. But in the music industry, I would definitely say it would be, and especially with hip hop, it would be Post Malone. But I think that you make a valid point of it. It's done respectfully. Like he kind of stays in his lane.
Done with taste.
He doesn't do too much like Riff Raff.
That's why
you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't really give Post Malone a lot of flack
because it could be worse.
Yeah,
really.
he stay in his lane. He understand. Look, I done made it to this point. I'ma just stay right here. I ain't gonna do too much.
Right.
You know,
But I mean,
I'ma
like
stay
you
right
should
here.
look up. I mean, you think this is whatever? Look up Machine Gun Kelly interviews. He's like so. He's too much. I'm not.
He's not this much, but he's definitely
he's
on
definitely.
far end.
He extra, but nobody got. The dude got. He on Sway 45 in the morning.
He got
And why
beads.
Sway
Bret Hart
bobbing
glasses
though?
on.
I'm mad at that. Sway.
Because the sway is nice.
But as you can see, he's laughing at the same time, though.
All right, so who would we say is going to be?
That's horrible.
Oh, you know who else?
What game twisted?
If we're gonna talk about women, Iggy Azalea. I forgot about that one. Cause I'll never forget her like boom chicka boom chicka when she wasn't saying words.
I mean, that's why I
Y'all
do
remember
was
that?
hollering
Her
at people on
freestyle?
Snap.
Oh my
for her culture vulture, is that what we're singing for?
She is definitely a culture vulture.
I mean, but
When it comes to
when
like
it comes to
women.
female wise, yeah, Iggy got that platform by far. Yeah, she got
I
that.
can't think of nobody else.
Yeah, Iggy got that by far.
Damn,
Yeah,
Iggy. But it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, at least you can twerk because Nicki is horrible.
Equal opportunity, we gotta give them.
Why Nicki always in the water?
I don't mind her
And
music.
swear to God, she be killing, bro.
You know, they got the waves and you sweat and the water is just, you know.
I guess it's trying to give the illusion.
This is a bathtub or a pond.
Like, that just don't make no sense, man. It's
There really is no other culture vultures for women, right? Like I'm trying to think.
She's the face for that.
She's
for
the
sure.
head of
She
it.
got that.
Kim
man.
Kardashian, culture
But she's not
vulture.
in hip hop.
Nah.
Like in hip hop or in the music.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim is-
Actually, I can't even call her vulture because she created that lane.
She made a whole
She
lane.
created the culture vulture
Kim
lane.
created that lane.
Whatever that lane is that she holds right now.
Whatever it is,
I don't even understand why
like-
they get paid. Like people just want to know what's going on with their life. Why? But they made it a lane.
So, who's gonna be the most influential artist now? Just period.
I say most influential.
Hold on,
artist.
We'll do one now, and then
Hold on.
one.
When we say influential, do we mean influential on music or
Or the
influential
culture.
on people or the culture?
Well, the topic is music.
Oh, influential in music,
okay.
man. I mean, if you want to go to like music influences or whatever, like I think probably one of my biggest influences, and I mean a lot of people give him credit in the industry, is KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? Like when KRS came out, he the one that was coming out on the 20-minute tracks and just spitting, you know what I'm saying, with no hooks, no nothing. You know, like he the one that you know gave you an album that told a story, you know what I'm saying? Like with him and, you know, LL Cool J and all these different artists that kind of just set the standard for, you know, your NWAs and your Ghetto Boys and all these, like, you know, you got to put KRS-One in that mix.
Okay. Just most influential music artist.
I don't know. I just see Beyonce and Jay-Z doing all these things like outside of music that I feel like a lot of people should try to get to other I guess like everybody was saying, lanes of doing different things.
Diversifying.
Yeah, they were the first ones to really kind of take that to another level.
I love reading in the news when I see like, oh, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they just paid
to make it public, right?
The tuition of like all these other people. And then I know that like obviously when you donate or when you do charitable things, it's not because you want people to know, but you know that it also influences other people to do that stuff. So a lot of people are getting involved with these, you know, organizations for the crime on black people from police and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's all these different things they're doing to, I don't know, outside of music. So I feel like them as a couple, I would consider them influential during this time.
Yeah, and they do a lot of stuff outside of this, like outside of the spotlight.
Yeah,
like that we don't even know about. That's kind of cool. So, what about you? Most influential music artist.
Jessica like tried to kill the game with Jay-Z.
Do Will Smith? I was gonna say him too. Him and
music.
She gonna say
kinda. He made one album. One and a half album.
I mean, Will is the one that made, you know what I'm saying?
I love them. They're like my favorite couple right now. Jada and Will.
I do an easy one. I'm just gonna say James Brown.
Facts.
James Brown is
James Brown did what he wanted to do. One.
And he did the offbeat thing too.
He couldn't read or write.
I mean, the dude is the only dude that Michael Jackson looked up to. Right. That's major.
He couldn't read or write. Also, the music, the percussion behind his song is actually one of the main building blocks for hip hop.
Right.
So, funky drummer is the building block for the usual cadence of most rap songs. Before we get into like trap.
I mean, James Brown's music and production is probably the most sampled production that you will ever hear. Like pretty much 90% of the songs that you hear today that are sampled is James Brown.
Wait, do you know who the most sampled artist is?
I do not.
They just did a story on this.
Who's the most
sampled? I forgot who it
artist?
was though.
The Bars.
The Bars, yeah, the Bars.
They're the most sampled.
I mean, just look at their songs though. They just they got some hits, man. Like I can definitely see that.
It was like 90 something. It was a lot of songs that were.
Yeah, like I can definitely see that.
So, I would say the most influential would have to be probably. I mean, Michael Jackson. It just makes me sad with everything else that's going on, and it's like it is what it is. Like he was still a really, really phenomenal artist.
There would never be another Mike.
Period.
Ever.
But it just sucks, bad. You know what's going on with.
We didn't say Prince, you know.
I mean, because Prince
was like he was good, but he was also more so of an entertainer. Like he had great music.
Yeah, I think Prince was more of a major influence in one set genre of music. You know what I'm saying? Like
everyone loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah, every genre loved Michael Jackson. But you know, Prince kind of was like that R&B lane. You know what I'm saying? Where like, you know, when you look at your mint conditions and your new editions, like they were all influenced by Prince.
And even the production, like the whole production of his shows and like the way that he did all of that.
I think he's just a harder guy.
Right, because he's just so mysterious. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Jackson is like just like how I like the what's this No Guidance video with Drake and
your favorite video right now?
Yeah,
it's a pretty good video.
It's a pretty good video.
But the reason why is because to me it's a flashback to the Michael Jackson and Prince issue, because Michael Jackson was great, but he was easier. He's more like a Drake.
He's a people person.
Prince was, you know what I mean, he was
a little freaky,
and but he was extreme, like Chris Brown, extremely too talented.
Right.
So that's but what? So when you have a person who has so much in one package, it's hard to like. You can't really identify with it. It's too much.
Right.
So the people he produced, if he does, who's one of his productions or one of the people he produced? Her. Mm-hmm. You don't have a lot of hers around. Hers that can play instruments, sing her ass off, mysterious. You see what I'm saying? So. I don't know. I think, I mean, I agree with what everybody's saying. I think but you gotta appreciate both sides of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Prince. I think he's great. I think, for me, I think I consider him more of like a great entertainer,
right?
As opposed to like
an inspiration,
right? For especially like for his music, you know. So does music change your mood?
Yeah, facts. You definitely changed.
What's the song? You know, you having a bad day. You coming home from work and you was like, let me pop this song on Get It Pappin'. What song is that right now for you?
Right now.
Right now.
The song that'll probably just get me in
Change
the
your
mood
mood
right now.
completely.
Man, I mean, I got many. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cause music just changed my mood. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like what I do. Like when I need a break or I just need to like kind of disconnect and refocus or whatever. Like I could just pretty much just turn on music in general.
Right.
You know, but I mean, D'Angelo, I would do it for me. I could just pop some D'Angelo and D'Angelo going. I turn Lady on and I'll be all right. So I mean, that's who do it for me.
Gotcha. Jess. That song, that one song right
In
now.
my most recently added, but I've been like
No,
going.
that song that changes your mood.
I know. I'm saying, and right now, for the past like month, in my recently added, I've been like listening to it every time I get in the car, and like I get excited to get in the car just so I can listen to this song. These songs is most of them are Megan Thee Stallion. It's Simon Says, actually Hot Girl Summer. Like I get in the car and I'm like, I don't care where the fuck I'm going. I'm listening to this.
Going to church.
But though,
right
like,
now.
I mean, any
That's not popped his ass. For Jesus.
Any song, yes, for Jesus. Any song that like just gets my mood higher. Like, if I'm having a bad week or a stressful week, I can't listen to R&B. I can't listen to like very like mood calamity things. Like, I need like positive vibes and like, you know, music with bass, with good lyrics, with whatever usually gets my spirits up. While I'm in the car, at least.
What about you, Chase?
Oh man, what I got right now? I really like it's Chris Brown right now. Heat or Red. One of those two.
Nice.
Those two.
Nice.
When that motherfucker come on and say something about Houston, whatever, when he come in with the whole Houston speak from like outer space, I'm like, yeah, we gotta switch up. And that shit,
nice.
You know,
that's nice.
The album I could listen to front to forward right now too, that I have been listening to a lot lately, is the Beyonce's her tour, the Formation tour or whatever. Like the actual music. I love the musical, like all the instruments in the background. I love like the different like melodies, like from singing to all the stuff. Like I could listen to that whole album from front to back.
The song that would forever put me in a good mood, forever put me in a great mood, it's gonna be "How Do You Want It" by Tupac.
Facts.
It is like my all-time, like one of my favorite songs, and it always puts me in such a great mood.
Keep Your Head will do it for me too. Like I can put some Pac on, and that Keep Your Head I'm gonna be like, all right, it's gonna be all right today. It's gonna be all right.
I'm gonna make it another day. All right. So, are there any songs that you listen to, like when you are in a bad mood, that could just like make you sad? Like you ever just listen to a song and be like, I'm sad, I just want to be sadder. Like
that's y'all. That's y'all. I think D-Ray Davis said it best. Why would you look through the man's phone and you just saw a text message that made you upset?
Sometimes you just need to cry.
Have you ever? Yeah, because we always make fun of me about watching The Notebook when I need to cry. Like I'm sure there's a song that does it for you.
I do like deep ass songs though.
I mean, I don't really get sad. I don't get sad when I'm in a song, or like when if I hear a song or whatnot. But I mean, I say a song that probably always get me like, damn, it's Dear Mama for some reason. Like
yeah.
Nah, for me it's gospel music, yo. Like when I was listening, there's one song called Reverend James Cleveland.
Oh, James Cleveland.
Come on now. But it's basically a song talking about one day I'm gonna go home. I'm like, yo. But it's not so much just, thinking about that. It's just the music and, being, because he do a lot of live stuff.
Right.
It's so real because you got the crowd reacting because they going through something. And but he's actually thinking about when he's gonna do that. But his voice he has a really rambunctious, like raspy voice.
Yeah, James Cleveland got that real deep.
It's deep. It ain't gonna always.
Yeah, he got that old school backwoods church Hammond B3 voice.
It ain't gonna always be sunny.
Right.
But the sun gonna come out like, oh shit, it's gonna be all right.
Oh shit, it's gonna be all right.
Yes. Oh shit, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. When I'm sad, I like that Luther Vandross song. That one. Luther Vandross.
What,
Like,
Luther?
what was that? Like, don't you remember? Like,
Oh,
that
yeah,
makes me
yeah.
cry. And it makes me cry hard, too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
Because his voice is, once again,
Luther
voice
do it
is
too,
crazy.
Yep, it makes me very sad.
Luther make you want to call somebody. Man, I'm sorry, man.
There's this one song
I know
that
we ain't talking 10 years.
it wasn't.
let you know.
It
Let's not make
wasn't
another
on any of her albums, but it was just like a single release. Beyonce called "Die with You." I could cry if I listen to that song. It's so beautiful. It's like piano and mostly her just singing with the piano, but it's a good song. I like it.
But yeah. So, what's important in music now versus back in the day? So, what are some of the things that are more important in music when we listen to it now than back then?
The beat is very important.
Yeah, it is more or less about the beat, not necessarily about what is being said. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, back in the gap where, you know, lyrical content was everything, you know, and, you know, actually being able to pay attention to what's being said and being able to apply. Like, I mean, just get in your car now, like, the Tatiana was number one for like 13
And I don't
weeks.
even get why, because I didn't like that song.
Like, but it just goes to show you, like, just the production is way more important now than it was back then. You know, like, it's kind of like a role reversal.
And I feel like before, like even 10 years ago, like I know it's not very long ago, but just even 10 years ago, you would hear like, man, they said this in their song and blah blah, and like, oh my god, and then now it's like, you know, some of the crazy shit they say in their songs, but no
Like,
one cares.
One,
because
I'm a
it's
baby. I hate that verse. I hate it. Every time that song come on, I get pissed.
but it's good, you know, you can't hear nothing now because, you know, everybody's mumble rappers. It's all about the nice beat and the drop and the girls in the video and blah, blah.
And the video
No one cares.
Be rated R now. But anyway, other than that, like, I was listening to the Migos last night, and I was like, yo, they are the best version of whatever mumble rap is.
Right.
Because they be
At
saying,
least you can relate to some of the
You can
lyrical
relate.
content, right?
and their voices are percussion instrument.
Right.
The other mumble rappers, they just high on pills a lot of times, and the reason why their stuff sounds good is because they're riding a vibe, so they're translating that through the music, but they're not really saying much.
Who is out of the Migos? Who's your favorite?
Damn. Probably Takeoff.
Man, Offset, my dude.
No, I would
No,
cry about
Offset,
that.
I do like
Offset.
My favorite-
Offset.
I'm sorry, Offset.
Offset
favorite
be
Migos-
spitting, boy.
Yeah.
And
My
you
favorite.
know what made him my favorite? The what's the video? The old school video?
Yes.
Man, when he started doing this shit,
Yeah.
because he was really man, and he was
Offset is my
breakdancing.
dude. Offset
Oh,
is
yeah,
my
Offset.
dude. Like,
I like
out of
him.
all of the Migos, like, Offset actually can spit. Like, he actually can spit. Like, that's why when he was locked up, they really wasn't doing much, bro, because like Offset is responsible for so much of their lyrical content. Like, you know, Quavo has the delivery, but Offset got the mind. So it's like, you know, Offset is my dude.
Yeah, my favorite song by them is "Handsome and Wealthy." My favorite.
I mean,
Stacey
hey,
always.
song.
I ain't gonna say that.
That's my favorite.
I do think though that for me it's like right now I like a good beat in a song. Like I mean, if I want to listen to people's sonnet or whatever, I'll listen to Adele or some other stuff. But right now I'm like, nope, if I'm gonna work out, I want to hear a good beat and I'll mumble the words in the background, but that's what I need right now in my life.
Yeah, that's definitely more important now than it was back then. We definitely care more about the lyrics. So, guys, that is all we have for today. We're done, son.
Take us out.
Jamie Foxx. Sorry.
Jay Pop just throw
Well, guys, if you're out here watching this right now, just remember, shoot your shot. Don't be like me.
Shoot the J.
Don't
Shoot
be
it.
like Jessica.
Shoot your shot. Don't drive off with the gas pump though, because I don't even know how much that costs. But in my head, the gas station blows up. You have to pay for the gas station. Just don't do it. Also, if you liked what we discussed today, or you also have opinions about music, you should comment below. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like. Go to the Instagram page at Houston I'm Just Saying. Go to YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play Music to also listen to our beautiful voices there. Also, you know, if you are also not a fan of mumble rappers, Chase here would love to take you on a date. Oh no! I just went there,
I
and
don't know how we got there.
yep. You know,
Yeah.
Chase has not been willing to do any of our experiments, but if you feel like you can conquer this hard shell right here, you should also comment below.
He work out twice a day.
He does. What?
No.
Yes, do that.
I'm sorry.
And we're out.
That was good. No.
And we're out.
Somehow they always try.
No.
that.
And we're out.
Thank you,
Somehow they
ladies.
try.
DM us.
But when you got control over mics, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Hey guys, how are you? All of a sudden, it's just me and y'all, and we just want to talk about Stay Sorry and Miss Jessica Lola. You know what I'm saying? Dez, you still there? Dez, you still with me?
What you, my
There
man?
we go. What you said about him? I didn't hear you.
Hey man, I'm just letting you know, Stacy over there with the hot girl summer hair in,
She
you
ain't
know what
trying
I'm
to play
saying?
games with you.
I ain't playing no games, you understand
She
me?
said she conditioned
So
3 times a
I
day.
want y'all to comment down below on how y'all, you know, what y'all think about this hot girl summer hair, you know what I'm saying, with the hot girl summer shorts on, you know.
And if you like Tupac,
Hello.
go ahead and slide in the DM.
I'm telling you.
what I'm
Make sure you tag how do you want it
You feel me?
in the DM message
Hey.
when you get it.
And sir, if you out there and you got a California style freestyle, go ahead and talk to Jessica. 'Cause she
She's
needs
right here
somebody
for
to
you.
slide. She's in there for you. You just go ahead and put them lyrics down in the description.
Just make sure you do that.
All right, man. Now y'all get out of there.
I've never seen this.
I really like
It was amazing.